Alright, what's going on, everyone? It's been 50 days since I've done a stream of some sort, so I thought I'd get back into something that, is a relatively easy topic for me to do, and that is ranking the James Bond movies based on a tier list. I'm doing something different. As you can see now, I have the camera of me speaking on the top right, and this is the rest of the screen is what I'm looking at on my computer right now. So right now I have here's the tier list. Do me a favor if you're watching this now, if you're watching this live, if you can see everything on the screen, let me know. I'm going to just take a few minutes, hoping somebody's watching and can let me know. So if you can see this whole screen now with the S, A, B, C, D, and E categories, let me know in the comments over to the right. And let me just go over the basic format of what I'm going to be doing on this video. Since there's 24 official movies... Okay, I can see this works. So, there's 24 official Bond movies, so those are the ones I'm going to rank. I'd like to do 25, but, hopefully I can do that in a couple months with No Time to Die coming out. But with these 24 films, I'm going to rank them based off this tier list. S, A, B, C, D, and E. S, I'm just going to say, are my personal favorites and the ones that I really enjoy. A category is, very solid films. Maybe not my favorite, but I do realize they are great movies. B, they're just a little bit below the A category, obviously. I still think they're solid films if you're in a B. C, the C and D categories are obviously films that I may not necessarily have a problem with, but I'm not a fan of them either. C, I'll give you as maybe I'm just not the biggest fan of it. D, there might be some qualities I like in the film, but overall it's not really that great. And E, I'm sorry, but there's not much I'm going to like in the E category. So, and then what I'm going to do is I thought, I can do this in order from 1 to 24, but I'm sure a lot of people do that when they do these tier videos. So, being that there are 24 movies, I have a random number generator on here from 1 to 24. So, as an example, I set this up, so 1 to 24, it selected 10. So, according to this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 10th movie is The Spy Who Loved Me, so I would then go to the tier list here and give my thoughts on Spy Who Loved Me. So that's how I will do this. I'll just pick a random number and the corresponding film I will give a ranking to. And since there are 24 films, I'm going to take breaks after every six films. And in case you guys want to comment, just wait for after 6 films and I will get to those. So, let me think. Alright, I think we're about ready here. Do me a favor, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, that's one more thing I got to do is just write down the numbers that I've already used. So with that in mind, let's get started. All right, so we'll go to the random number generator first. Number 24. Okay. So number 24, that would be Spectre. Alright, I have to watch Spectre more in depth, obviously being the newest Bond film. Thanks, COVID. Not a bad film. I think this one it has to get better with age for me. I don't dislike it. I still have to watch it more because a lot of these films I've seen dozens of times. I've only seen Spectre a few times. Yes, I did that in a little bit of a break. So I'm going to put Spectre in the C category. This one can change with time, I'm just saying. So, alright. So we got 24 out of the way. Next up, we have number 20. So, let's go back to the list. I should have. Alright. 24, 23, 22, 21. Die Another Day. Okay. So, where are you at on here? Alright, with Die Another Day, this one is a nostalgic favorite for me, I guess, in a way, because when I became a Bond fan, I don't remember if it was as Another Day was coming out or just a little bit after the fact. But to give you a time frame, that's roughly when I became, a James Bond fan, watching, the various movie marathons on Thanksgiving and Christmas. So, with that in mind, for the Pierce Brosnan era, this is bottom of the barrel. There are aspects I like of it. Like I said, the nostalgic bit for me. But I do realize at the same time it's not the greatest. I'm thinking the CGI and just really going away from the whole Bond. It's a different movie, and at this time they knew they needed a reboot because it was just slowly. Pierce Brosnan started off on a high, and then it just slowly started going downhill, and they needed a reboot. I'm sure we'll talk about that later. So, where do I want to put this? I don't mind the film, but it's not great either. You know what? D category. And once I start getting more films in here, I'm going to try, and this is just me trying to. This isn't going to be the most in-depth talk, but I'm going to try and rank these in order. So, say if I have 4 films in the D category, I'm going to try and rank those according to how much I like them, so you get a better idea. I'm just not going to put them up in order. So, alright, so we got Spectre and Die Another Day out of the way, so let's get another one. 16, alrighty. We have a little bit of pattern going here. So, 19, 18, 17, 16. License to Kill. Alrighty. License to Kill. This might be an unpopular opinion I have, but I do like this one. Obviously, like Die Another Day, I know it has been argued amongst some in the YouTube community that GoldenEye was kind of a soft reboot after License to Kill, because License to Kill did not do that well in the box office. I mean, it still made money, but it was, and I do consider GoldenEye to be a more modern era of James Bond. This was License to Kill was kind of the end of the first era, but like I said, I know the community is divided amongst this film, but I do like it. I'm going to put it in the A category. I do like the grittier James Bond. I do enjoy Timothy Dalton's portrayal as James Bond. This is my favorite film of his, too. And I think it's one of the reasons why I like Daniel Craig's Bond so much is because there's that more serious tone. And at the time, maybe back in 1989, this wasn't maybe viewed upon in the best light. But if you're, say, just a fan of, I know a few people who have just watched the Daniel Craig James Bond movies, I'd recommend watching The Living Daylights and License to Kill, and you'd get a very similar Bond portrayal. And yeah, there's so many things I like about this movie. Like I said, the grittiness of it, the serious tone. Robert Davi's villain, Fran Sanchez, I enjoy. And just the storyline, it is so out there. Bond seeking revenge and not actually being a part of MI6. Spoiler alert. Don't want to spoil the films too much, but this film is just so different, and it's great. I enjoy it. So let's mark number 16 down. And let's see if we get number 12 next. Because that's on the pace we're heading. 14. Okay. So, okay. If we go from 16 on License to Kill, A View to a Kill. Let me get the right tab up. Yes, guys. Please feel free to comment about my many tabs. As I know some of you are watching this from the hospital, you know my history with tabs. So where are you? A View to a Kill. Oh, you're the first one. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I don't like A View to a Kill. The only aspect of this I can possibly enjoy, I just think the rest of the film doesn't do much for me. Christopher Walken as Max Zorin is not a bad villain. But if he was in a better film, would he be higher up in the rankings for me? Yes. But there's just so much in this film that I'm just like, if I'm going to have to watch this in the future, it's going to be like, oh, I'm going to be watching it and be like, after Octopussy, it's like, oh, what's next? Oh, A View to a Kill. I'm not a fan of it. I guess, you can mention Mayday, Grace Jones' character as a henchwoman, but the pre-title sequence ain't bad. But other than that, it's just not a film I can get into. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. So, with that in mind, what number is next? Maybe we can get an odd number. 12. Alrighty. I love this pattern this is following. So, we go to A View to Kill for Your Eyes Only. This one's interesting, because this is another film that the Bond community is divided. For Your Eyes Only followed the extravagant Moonraker. So this one is definitely more down to earth. And with that in mind, I still think it is a solid Bond movie. Is it a personal favorite that I would put in the S or even A category? No. But it is a solid B movie. Roger Moore, I think, gives a really good portrayal as Bond. It is a saying that, the third Bond movie is the film that the Bond actor always seems at his peak. And Roger Moore, I think, excluding Moonraker, is at his best in The Spy Who Loved Me, which was his third film, and For Your Eyes Only. So this is right middle of Roger Moore's era as James Bond. And I do enjoy his portrayal. The villain, Aristotle, what's his name? I'm drawing a blank on the villain's name. Julian Glover is the actor that portrays him. Could his portrayal be better in the movie? Yes, but I enjoy it. Topol, as the main ally of Bond in this movie. I am drawing a blank on the characters of For Your Eyes Only. But the main villain, the main ally, Carol Bouquet as Melina Havelock as the main James Bond girl. These are all solid performances. So the story I enjoy, and it's different for a James Bond movie. So yeah, this is a B. I would think this one amongst the B movies is going to be high up because it's not a okay movie to me. I still enjoy it. Do I enjoy it the most? No. But still, I think it is a solid Bond movie. So let's pick another number generator. 15, finally, an odd number. So let's go down 3 for your eyes only. The Living Daylights. All right, well, let's just get Timothy Dalton out of the way. So, The Living Daylights. Where are you at? All right, you're at the corner there. Okay, like I said, I don't like this one nearly as much as License to Kill. So, we're going to put this in the B category behind For Your Eyes Only. Like I said, I do enjoy Timothy Dalton's James Bond. This story, this one I haven't seen as much. I wasn't originally a fan of this. If, say, a couple years ago you would ask me, I would have had the Living Daylights probably in the C category. But this one has grown on me. I still have to watch it more, but the story is not the greatest, but it's still interesting. Kara, the main Bond girl, not bad, not one of my favorites, but who's the Brad Whitaker as kind of the secondary main villain, not bad. I like him better than his role than Jack Wade in the Pierce Brosnan films. I'm talking about Joe Don Baker, the actor. 2 different roles in the James Bond films. So he's not bad. Overall, yeah, it's not bad. So, all right. So that's which number was that? 15. That's 6. So, see if we got any comments. Take a little quick break. All right. So nothing yet. Please feel free to comment any questions, thoughts, and please like and subscribe to the channel. So with that in mind, let's go to another movie. Number 3. Alrighty. This is where it's going to get interesting. Number 3 is Goldfinger. Where are you at, Goldfinger? This is going in the S category. This is peak Sean Connery. Everything's great about this movie. I enjoy the plot. Like I said, Sean Connery's portrayal. Art Goldfinger as the main villain. Odd Job henchman. Honor Blackman as the main Bond girl. There's not much you can't like about this movie. The car, the plot, I'm mentioning that again. Every key aspect of the Bond movie. The theme song is great. There is not much, in my opinion, that you can say is not that great, because it is filled with great awesomeness. So, that's the short and sweet of it. So, yeah. Goldfinger is... Yeah, I'd say Goldfinger is my favorite Sean Connery one. So it's going to be interesting to see for each Bond actor where I rank their movies. But so far, between the best ones so far are Sean Connery in Goldfinger and Timothy Dalton in License to Kill. So, alright, so we got number 3 out of the way. We got one of the great ones. So next up, we have number 2, From Russia with Love. Alrighty. So while I do enjoy Goldfinger a lot, just a little bit below it is From Russia with Love. Which, let me find it on here. Alright, there we go. I'm putting in the A category, below License to Kill. Now, that might cause some controversy, as I'm sure many people would flip these right now. From Russia with Love, the things I enjoy about it are the pre-title sequence. You'll get a shock at the beginning of the movie. Red Grant as one of the as the main henchman is awesome. The scene with him and Sean Connery on the train. I don't want to spoil it too much. Awesome. I love that scene. Um, the villains really work well in this movie. The plot's not my favorite, but it's not bad. Karim Bey as, let me think, as the first, I would say, really major ally in a film is not bad. So yeah, there's not a lot I dislike about it. It's not my favorite, but it is still a solid movie. I can't put this down in the B category. This is solid. So, all right, let's get another number. 15. All right, already there's my first repeat. 22. So we go from 2 to 22. So with that in mind, 24. Quantum of Solace. Oh, okay, this is going to be fun. After the... I'm not going to spoil it. This one was seen as a disappointment after the film it followed up on. I'm going to put it in the D category above Die Another Day. I do enjoy Daniel Craig's James Bond. This film's not bad, but it's upon further viewing, it doesn't do that much for me. The villains are forgettable. I know who they are, but if I were to do a Bond villain tier list, they're right along the same lines for this movie. Olga Kurylenko's Camille Montes, not a bad Bond girl. I feel like that one could have been better, though. The plot's meh. So I'm giving it a D. I don't hate it. There are parts of it I enjoy. It's just not. I can enjoy watching the movie, but there's not much to it other than that. So 22. Next up, we have 2. Oh, cool. I just repeated that. 16. 9. 9. All right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The Man with the Golden Gun. All right, another nostalgic favorite of mine. And this one is going to follow some similar patterns to A View to a Kill, which is down in the E category. But Man with the Golden Gun is not going in the E category. It is going in the D category. Question is, I have it below Quantum, but do I have it above or below Die Another Day? Alright. Something I can think about. Okay. Like I said, this is a nostalgic favorite. Outside of the Pierce Brosnan ones growing up, this was the first one I saw. One of the things I do like about it is, like Max Zorin, Francisco Scaramanga, played by Christopher Lee, is the main villain. If this was any other film, I would like to see how well I think he'd be higher ranking. I mean, he's not a bad villain in this movie, but the film is just so weak in so many other parts. Minus the fact of somebody going after a hitman going after James Bond, Scaramanga. Besides that, there's not much to enjoy about this movie. So outside of Scaramanga, there are more negatives to this, and I'm only gonna put it in the D category because of Christopher Lee's Francisco Scaramanga. What's his name? Nick Nack, Hervé Villachet as the main henchman. Doesn't do much for me. The Bond girls are a mixed bag. The plots, outside of the Scaramanga versus Bond, it doesn't do that much for me. Theme music, theme song, let's just, no. It's not, just in general, there's not that much I enjoy about this one, but it gets a D because of the Scaramanga. So next up, we have 4, Thunderball. Okay. And after this, we're going to take another break. Once I talk about this one, we're halfway through. So, Thunderball. Where do I want to put this one? It's going to be high. Thunderball. This one I do enjoy. It could have been higher, maybe say a couple years ago, but this is another one, say like Goldfinger, that I don't think there's too much you can dislike about this movie. I don't dislike a lot about it. The plot, Tom Jones, theme song. No, I'm not dancing to that. Get the 90s reference. Please comment below. So the theme song, Sean Connery's portrayal as Bond's not bad in this one. I think the first 4 Bond movies are great. So this is the last great one. You only live twice. I'll give some debate, but Bond's portrayal is not bad. Emil Largo as the main villain, and he's definitely a great villain in my estimation. Maybe a little bit under the radar, but still solid. The collection of Bond girls in the movie are great, whether it's Domino as the main Bond girl, Fiona Volpe as the main henchwoman, the first main woman that is a villain in a Bond movie. So she set the standard, and she set it pretty well. Might have been exceeded, in my opinion, but still a solid effort. For some reason, I always liked this movie's Felix Leiter, Rick Van Nutter. Don't ask me why. Let me think. Just overall, I can enjoy this film. It's up there. Everything's pretty solid for me, so it's right up there. A couple years ago, it probably would have been above License to Kill, but I agree. Thunderball is better than License to Kill. It's just, this is a personal ranking, and I think this was maybe one of the first ones that became like a favorite. But then as time has gone on, it's still a solid movie, but it's kind of gone downhill for me a little bit. But I'm sure it's still up in the top. So with that in mind, we got number 4 out of the way. Number 3, we already have. 21. And let's see if there's any comments before I start 21. No. So 21. Casino Royale. This is a good way to start the second half. I can just say this simply. I love this movie. This is the first major reboot. The major reboot of Bond. I think GoldenEye was a soft reboot. This one was definitely a complete 180 reboot. The plot, Daniel Craig, I enjoy him in this portrayal as James Bond. Ava Green as the main Bond girl. Vesper. That's a great role. Portrayal, everything. Definitely different for a Bond girl. Solange, Katarina Marino as the main secondary Bond girl. Hint, hint, if I ever do a James Bond girl list. Let me think. The plot, the villains, Mads Mikkelsen as Lashif. The theme song might have been used as a ringtone on my phone at one time or another. You know my name by Chris Cornell. I love this movie, and yeah, this was definitely the first one I can say without a doubt as the first Bond movie. You know, there was a little bit of a gap between this and Die Another Day, and when I was able to first watch this movie, I was like, this is awesome. So, definitely without a doubt, Casino Royale. Don't want to spoil anything, but it's definitely a top 2 or 3 film for me. And cue the Nigel arguments, because I do like it better than another Daniel Craig movie to be talked about later. So we got 21 out of the way. And we're just over halfway. So, number 4, yes, we already have 24, yep. Number 1, okay, I was just watching a video on this before I prepared, as I was preparing for this. So, number 1 is Dr. No. Dr. No is not the greatest movie, but the big thing I have to say about Dr. No is it laid the foundation for a movie franchise that has been going strong since 1962. Now, of course, there are weak points in the series, but at this time, if Dr. No was not that great of a movie, are we having James Bond movies? Are we talking about waiting for No Time to Die to finally come out? If Dr. No did not set the standard and the foundation, we're not talking about this right now, more than likely. It doesn't have the following. The James Bond series does not have a following like it does if this film was not a rock solid start, and it was. With that in mind, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. It's not an S to me, it's not an A, but it's not mediocre either for the C, D, or E categories. It's just a solid film. Sean Connery definitely gives a decent performance. Ursula Andress as Honey Rider, the iconic scene of her coming out of the water, one of the most iconic Bond scenes. Sylvia Trench is even memorable. That whole introduction scene for James Bond at the casino with Sylvia Trench. That's a great, memorable scene, and Sylvia Trench isn't a bad secondary Bond girl. Joseph Wiseman as Dr. No. Not great, but not horrible. So this movie, it just says B. We should all be thankful for Dr. No. It is a decent movie, and it set the standard for multiple generations of Bond fans. So, I can't diss it. Not great, but not mediocre either. So we got 1 out of the way. Number 5. Okay. You Only Live Twice is up next. Where are you at? I don't have that many left, and I can't even find it. Oh, there you are. You're the last one. This is another B movie for me. And I'll put it right there as the number 3 B movie. I know there has been different things said about Sean Connery in this movie. I think he was bored with Bond at the time, so his performance is okay. The plot's out there. It's kind of, in a way, I guess, a little mini Moonraker. So it's not extraordinary. Of course, Moonraker came out in the middle of the Star Wars craze, but yeah, the plot's not bad. You actually get to see Blofeld, played by Donald Pleasance. So Donald Pleasance is, I'm trying to think of all the Blofelds off the top of my head. Probably my favorite Blofeld that you can actually see the whole Blofeld. So as a villain, he's not bad. The girls are a mixed bag for me. Um, I do like the way they portray the girls. Aki and Helga Brandt are definitely the bright spots of this film. Um, they definitely did something with the Bond girls in this one. Helga Brandt seems like a copy of Fiona Volpe from Thunderball, but still, I think in her mind as a female villainess, like Fiona Volpe, there's things I like about both of them more than the other. So they're both still solid villains for me in the female variety. I'm sure I'd be in the minority of saying that they're both on equal footing for me. But so that's not a bad part of the movie. Nancy Sinatra's theme, not bad. So, like the other movies in this, in the B category, they are not outstanding, but they are not mediocre either. So, let's continue with the next one. So we just had number 5. 15, we had 21. Oh, this is going to be hard here. Did we have 19? No, we did not. 19, I believe, is 24. 19 is The World Is Not Enough. This is actually the first Bond movie I had on VHS, so it's a nostalgic one at that. So, but it is going in the D category. You know what? I'm going to put it above. You know what? I'll put it at the top of the D category. The plot is different. You have the main argument on who's the main villain. I'll let you decide that. And with that argument, you have, I'm thinking about it now. Is the main villain that great? Renard's maybe a C villain. Electra King, that is definitely we've never seen this before in a Bond movie. So whether you refer to her as the main villain or Renard, I think she's definitely more effective if you were to say she is the main villain rather than Renard. But if I were to rank them as villains, Renard's a C. Electra, off the top of my head, she's at least in the B category, if not possibly in the A or S. So, but other than that, the plot's alright. Denise Richards as Christmas Jones. Yeah. The two main Bond girls of Electra and Christmas Jones are on opposite ends of the Bond girl spectrum. So they balance each other out basically in the C category, but I don't know. It's just, what? I'll put this in the C. Because some of the stronger aspects of it, and being that it is the first Bond movie I ever seen, I'll give it a C. I'll give it a C for the nostalgic factor. And some of the stronger points of the film, like the villains, Call Me Crazy, the theme song is not all that bad. I'll put it in the C category. Yeah, I've got to even this out a little bit. There's more than one C movie at this point. So, next up, after number 19, let's see how many chances this takes. 11. Do we have number 11? No, we don't. Number 11. Count this up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Moonraker's number 11. Alrighty. 11 is Moonraker. Moonraker. You're going in the C category. You're a very high C, almost a B. But, I mean, yes. Is this film maybe a little bit more liked? Does it have its segment of the population that is like, man, I love this movie? Like I said, this one came out in the middle of the Star Wars craze. So, because if you remember right, the end of Spy Who Loved Me, they say, well, the next time we'll see you is with your fries only. But actually, you get Moonraker. So, I digressed a little bit. Yes, is this movie out of its world with its being so different? Yes. The plot to me is alright, maybe a B plot. The girls, B. Right now, I can't say I like it as much as the 4 films I have right now in the B category. So, this is to me a film to me when you say C movie. You don't like it, you don't really enjoy it, but you don't dislike it either. So this is to me is the epitome of a C movie for me. Everything to me is just solid, but it's not fantastic. So, all right. Next up after number 11. 24 we already have. 20. Yep, we already have. 2. Yep. 14 we already have. Man, this is fun when you're down to a bunch of random numbers. 3 we have. 7. We do not have number 7. And if I remember right, I think I know which one this is. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Diamonds Are Forever. Charles Gray as Blofeld in Diamonds Are Forever. No. This is the return of James Bond as Sean Connery as James Bond after one film by George Lazenby. I've always said I wish Sean Connery would not have returned for this one because it's not that great to me. There are some parts of this film where I can say, okay, that's not bad, but for the most part, it's a dud for me. I'm putting in the E category. Tiffany Case maybe is not bad as the main Bond girl. She's not spectacular either. Plenty O'Toole's not bad in her short appearance. Lana Wood. But I can't get past... I don't like Charles Gray as Blofeld. The theme song I'm not a fan of. And like I said, maybe I enjoy the rest of Sean Connery's performances so much that this just I don't enjoy it. And I feel bad putting it in the E category. I should honestly put it in the D. It's just, compared to the rest of the Sean Connery sampling as James Bond, I can't. So, enough said. So we just had number 7. 18. Do we have 18? I don't think we do. So, number 18, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. Tomorrow Never Dies. This one is interesting. I'm not going to put it in a category yet. Because, is it a GoldenEye? No. Tomorrow Never Dies is the second Pierce Brosnan one. don't mind him in this role. Wei Lin as the main Bond girl is not bad. Her role was definitely different in many aspects. More of a female, I mean, Bond girl that can compete with James Bond just as much. Secret agent as well. Terry Hatcher as Paris Carver, not bad. I probably like her more than most do. Jonathan Pryce as Elliot Carver, the main villain. Another one, I probably have him a little bit higher up on my list than most do. Ghost Otto as the main henchman. What's his name? The big strong guy. I can't remember his. I'm ashamed of myself. Can't remember this. Stamper. Stamper, I think, is a decent, solid henchman. This film to me, I think there is some talk about a sophomore Bond movie slump, and obviously this is a downgrade from GoldenEye, but I still enjoy it. I probably enjoy it a little more than most. So, where do I put you? You know what? I will put you below Dr. No, but I will put you above For Your Eyes Only. I think the main thing is, just thinking quick off the top of my head, if I were to compare For Your Eyes Only and Tomorrow Never Dies, I kind of like every aspect more in Tomorrow Never Dies, slightly a tad bit more than For Your Eyes Only. So this one, I think maybe a lot of people have it in a C, but I do enjoy it. So let me count up how many movies I've done so far, because as you can see from the random number generator, I'm having a lot of repeats. So 6, 9, 10, 12, 14, 18. So we have 6 more to go. We're 3/4 of the way there. All right. 3/4 of the way there. Let's get to the final quarter of films. 15 already done. Oh, that number. 10. It is becoming that time of season to say a certain number. Late 90s reference. So number 10, 3. Oh, and this is easy. The Spy Who Loved Me. Another one that probably a couple years ago would have been a little bit higher on my list. Where do I put you? I'll give you an A. The Spy Who Loved Me hovers between A and B category. It could have been higher a couple years ago, but I waver on Stromberg as a villain. Barbara Bach as Anya, the main Bond girl. I waver on her. Not when I say waver, they're not bad, but how great are they? They're not the best of the best, but do I think they're still solid as far as an A? Possibly. If not, they're in a B. The plot I do enjoy. Let me think. Anya is kind of a 20-year prior of Wei Lin, and the Russian and the Soviet Union and the British working together in this movie. At this time in the Bond universe, you're like, them working together? I mean, historically wise, in the real world, obviously the mid to late 70s is détente, so it makes sense in this aspect. But let me think. So I talked about the theme song, once again, hovering between A and B. Let me think. Jaws, I can't forget Jaws. I'd put Jaws in this film in the A, if not possibly S category. The brief appearance of Caroline Munro as Naomi. A or S. I'll just, be blunt about that. Yeah, it's still a solid film. It's going downhill for me a little bit, but being that it is one of my early favorites, I'll keep it up in the A. And there are a few points I really do enjoy that I think keeps it up. Because for the most part, everything between a lot of the things, aspects of the film, hover between A and B for me. But a few of the points I do like, we'll keep it in the A category. So yes, I did number 10, and I'm running out of space on my scratch paper. 18. Yeah, we just did 18. 19 we did. 20. Yep. Ain't this fun, guys, going from random numbers that you've already done. 8. Number 8. So, yeah, Live and Let Die. Another one that I'm probably ranking a little bit higher than most. Where are you? Alright. How many people do I want to anger? It's going in the S category. But by angering, do I put it in between these two or below? Well, before I do that, let's just say, love the theme song. The theme song of Casino Royale and Live and Let Die, my two favorites. Let me think. Kananga as the main villain and the various henchmen he has in that film. Great performances there. Yaphet Kotto as Kananga, I think, is a little bit of an underrated villain. Like I said, I would put him in the S, if not, I'll probably put him in the S category as a villain. I love everything about this film, and yeah, it might be a little unpopular opinion. The plot is good. I think Roger Moore does solid in his first performance as Bond. Jane Seymour as Solitaire. Yeah, the plot's not bad, and this is a little unpopular opinion, but I do enjoy this movie. So, if I'm putting my personal preference, yeah, it's number 2, but Goldfinger is a better film. Personally, I mean, I don't know. All these films I do enjoy thoroughly. I just don't know if I can put Live and Let Die above Goldfinger. So, you know what? Alright. Rather than doing the random number generator for the rest of this, let's get rid of these tabs and that one. So let's just do these last 4. You know what, I'll just do a random number generator for the last 4 and just do a random number generator for the last 4. So we'll do 1 through 4. And, alright, with that in mind, GoldenEye is 1, Octopussy is 2, On Her Majesty's Secret Service is 3, Skyfall is 4. So this is a little bit easier. 1, GoldenEye. Going in the S category. The first Bond movie of my lifetime is my second favorite. 1995, the debut performance as Pierce Brosnan. With his 4 performances as James Bond, there's everything else. Well, there's The World Is Not Enough and Die Another Day on equal footing in many aspects. A little bit above it, those 2, is Tomorrow Never Dies, and then a whole lot further up is GoldenEye. In my mind, Pierce Brosnan in GoldenEye and Daniel Craig in Casino Royale have the best debut performances as a James Bond actor. So, what do I like about this film? The reboot, and it's different. Yes, you started to see some of the more serious aspects of Bond in License to Kill, but GoldenEye on in like the reboot era, soft reboot era, so to speak, it takes it to a little bit different, a little bit higher level. And what is there not to like about this film? Theme song, definitely up there. Like I said, Pierce Brosnan's performance, great. The pre-title sequence is great. When I say great, I should probably say amazing for many of these. Alec Trevelyan, Sean Bean as the main villain, and the plot with that as him as a character is amazing. Sean Bean, amazing actor. Natalia as the main Bond girl, underrated but not bad. And some of her in her own way is definitely a different Bond girl at that time. Xenia Onatopp Xenia Onatopp played by Famke Janssen. Here, I'll do it again. Great. That's a great portrayal, and probably, we talk about, female villains. She's at the top of the list. Just saying. The plot, even some of your lower henchmen, Oromov, there's not anything to dislike about this film, and I think it'd be interesting to see if I'd even say anything like even an A. So that'd be interesting. It's a great movie. That was probably the first great Bond movie I saw. I believe it was it was the second film I saw on VHS. So yeah, this one's great. Enjoy that thoroughly. So we have 3 more. Number 4, Skyfall. All right. If I could play a high-pitched Nigel voice, he'd be saying this right now after I give this ranking. Because I'm going to put Skyfall number 4 behind Casino Royale. Yes, are there great things about this movie? Daniel Craig, I'll give it as his best performance as James Bond up to this point. Judi Dench as M. That's an amazing plot for her. Javier Bardem as the main villain. Adele's Skyfall. Yes, it's a guilty pleasure to listen to. I'll admit that. But the only thing I'm going to say, yes, everything I think for the most part I do enjoy about this film. I'd have to watch it more. But I admit, and not a limited, but lower end of watching it, I enjoy it. Yeah, it's a solid film, but out of the Daniel Craig movies, I enjoy Casino Royale more. Maybe it's a little bit of a nostalgia, but Skyfall is not a bad film, and definitely, as of right now, okay, if we're talking about Mount Rushmore of Bond films, it's on Mount Rushmore for me. So, and it's going to stay there. So, yeah. And Nigel, please feel free to comment. And anyone else for that matter, because I realize that might be an unpopular opinion I have. So we have 2 more. Let's just get these out of the way without the random number generator. Octopussy. I'm not a big fan of the last 2 Roger Moore Bond movies, so that being Octopussy and A View to a Kill. So, where do I put this one? I'll put it in the D category. It's not bad. I always kind of thought Octopussy, it wasn't horrible, but it's not spectacular either. Funny how I have the Maud Adams films next together. Her playing Andrea Anders in the Man with the Golden Gun, and then Octopussy in Octopussy. So, she's definitely maybe a highlight of those two films. I think her portrayals aren't bad, as both Andrea and Octopussy. But she, in a sense, is riddled with the fact outside of that movie, outside of those aspects of the movie, there's not much I enjoy to both of these. And with Octopussy, yes, I don't hate Roger Moore in it. It's just the plot's not that interesting to me. The villains aren't that great. Theme song. So, I'll give it a D because I don't hate it, but I don't enjoy it either, and I don't think it deserves a C. So, we'll leave that there. On Her Majesty's Secret Service. This is probably one of the older films I have the most limited viewing of. I enjoy it. This to me, yes, are there aspects of it that are great? The whole Tracy and Bond plot line, yes. Tracy as a Bond girl is definitely different up to that point and has remained so far the most different. Telly Savalas as Donald Pleasance, as Blofeld, not bad, but it just, yes, I think in many aspects is this a B movie? Yes, but it just doesn't do that much for me. I would admit it's not bad, but for my viewing taste, it's not bad. So I'll put it at the top of the C category. So with that in mind, there's the list, and I think we're just over an hour here. So let me recap real quick. I won't take too long, but Casino Royale, GoldenEye, Goldfinger, Skyfall, and Live and Let Die are in S tier. I love these movies. Honestly, I don't think there's anything I hate about them. And honestly, the same way with the movies in the A category. License to Kill, unpopular opinion, I know. Thunderball, From Russia with Love, and Spy Who Loved Me. Once again, I think the main thing here, great solid movies. A little bit below the 5 for me, but I don't think they have anything I honestly hate for the most part here. B, you have Dr. No, solid foundation. Tomorrow Never Dies, sleeper hit. For Your Eyes Only, Roger Moore's sleeper. You Only Live Twice gets a B. I don't think it's as good as up to that point. It's the 5th Bond movie. Still not bad, but compared to the previous 4, not as good. Living Daylights, a little bit of a sleeper hit as well. Of course, I'm a big Timothy Dalton fan, so that's why I put it up in the B. C category, you have On Her Majesty's Secret Service, Moonraker, The World Is Not Enough, Inspector. I like all certain aspects of these films, and they're enjoyable viewing for me. But at the same time, they're not spectacular. They don't have aspects of them that make me want to put them up higher. But like I said, main thing is they're not bad. D, in the D category, you have Quantum of Solace, Die Another Day, Man with Golden Gun, and Octopussy. With some of these films, there are some things I like, but for the most part, they're just riddled with stuff I'm not a big fan of. So, but at that point, I can stand to watch them, but they're a little less tolerable than the C categories. Then in E, you have Diamonds Are Forever, The Low Point for Sean Connery, and A View to a Kill, which... Enough said. minus Max Zorin, but even then, I can't put it up there. I just don't like the movie. So that's that. Hopefully, it's not another 50 days until I start doing this again. I have another idea in my mind that just with everything going on, I have big ideas, but it's just I can't find the time to do them. But the one idea I have, I think yes, it would take some time, but you can do it one by one. So if it takes, say, if I can get them all done in 3 months, cool. If it takes a year, cool, whatever. But more on that later. As far as the racing stuff for Rabbit Slinger Media, gonna wait for the playoffs to start and give like my playoff predictions for the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series. Wanted to start the Truck Series, but they already started last night. So with that, I'm just gonna say that's another thing we have in the pipeline. So with that in mind, hope you enjoyed this video. Please feel free to share your thoughts. Especially if you feel like I have an unpopular opinion, or if there's a film you even like that I have lower, let me know. Just overall, tell me what you thought of the list and any differences of opinion you had. And yes, please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, and I will catch you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed this.